You know, we might have to have a tough conversation with her about getting us our ice cream that we need. And we're in luck because we've got an expert here with us. If you have to deliver bad news, ask for a raise, or maybe even just talk to people you don't know at the table you're at in the wedding, any of those are tough conversations, and they can actually be easier than we think. We have Lou Diamond here with us. He's the author of the book, Speak Easy, Connect with Every Conversation. He's going to help us get some advice. Lou, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Xavier. Excited to be here.
So I want to start with what you call this type of conversation. You call it the icebreaker. Many of us are kind of getting back out into the world again, going to big events that we haven't gone to in the last couple of years. This might be a personal question. I have a wedding coming up in a couple weeks. I don't know too many people at the table I'm sitting with or at the wedding. For people that are in a similar situation, how do we break the ice? Because it just always feels so awkward.
It does feel awkward. It's because we're in an uncomfortable situation and we have to do something to get things started. And what I love to do in the speakeasy is just like the old speakeasies where we had to concoct real drinks together, the icebreaker needs some ingredients. You need 3 ounces of intentionality, 2 boosts of energy, 1 shot of gumption, a dash of nerve, and garnish it with a welcoming smile. Isn't that the best, by the way, Xavier? When you start with a smile, you already warm up the conversation. It doesn't matter what you're going to say after that. Once you get them warm and comfortable, they're going to want to engage with you. So bring that intention and a little bit of nerve to the table. You'll start a conversation.
I think that just broke the ice on this interview, Lou.
Well, there you go. That was our intent.
Unfortunately, every conversation isn't quite as pleasant, maybe, as an icebreaker. A lot of times we have those difficult conversations. If we have to maybe confront a friend or coworker about not bringing you back ice cream, for instance. When you have to do those difficult conversations, how do I feel like even just starting it is hard.
This is what we call the 800-pound gorilla at the speakeasy, which was also known as the uncomfortable conversation. You walk in, you could feel the tension in the room. There's already stress going on, and we know that there's that big monster in the room that we have to tackle. Let's make it clear. We have to deal with it right away. That's what I like to say, 4-cup chaser of deal with it. Go right after the conversation that is the challenging part. Bring out the issues. Talk about it. You may have a lump in your throat. You may have butterflies that you need to sprinkle in here, but let's address it right away. When you do that, then you're going to be able to connect with your conversation, which is what every conversation is intended to do. So start with the problem in the room right away, the uncomfortable thing, and then the rest of the value of your conversation will come through.
That's really good.
I think that's so interesting to think about, especially when you're trying to navigate a room, or like Xavier, you gave the example of a wedding where there's just so many different types of people or different conversations that you're having. So Lou, for people who may not know the best way to just open up and have that tough conversation, so you want to warm up to it. So when you lead into the conversation, what is the most valuable thing that you should lead with?
I like bringing something that we call the team A, which is tell me about yourself, right? You should actually practice this. You ever think about the things, maybe it's the things you like. Maybe it's the ice cream flavor that you weren't given today, brought by your colleagues. You want to bring something to the table that is something that's familiar. You know, my name is Lou. I'm a speaker. I'm a consultant. I'm a podcaster. And I happen to like country music. Something like that, right? If you bring something like that to the table that at least introduce yourself right away and you kind of practice it in a fun way, that'll get everything started right out of the gate. That's a good thing to do. Practice your team A, T-M-A-Y.
We've had such great advice, and you have so much more great advice, including how to talk about money, maybe how to ask someone for help. There's a whole lot more he has in his book, Speak Easy, Connect with Every Conversation. We have more information about Lou and his book on our website, 9and10news.com. Lou, thanks so much for being with us this afternoon. I feel like a better conversationalist already.
You're already there, and we could have more conversations if you'd like, Xavier.
Awesome. We'll see you again soon. Thanks, Lou. And we've got a lot more ahead this hour. Stay with us. We'll be right back.